Vanakkam. Let's put our laptop down and take this time to work on ourselves. How are you, everyone? Vanakkam. Welcome. This is Bala from Auroville, Pondicherry, India. Let's begin the process by chanting one Om, inhaling. Set an intention for the practice. Gently bring our hands to the third eye, the seat of intuition, bringing the hands to the level of our heart. Start rubbing your palms to create some nice warmth and keep it on your closed eyelids for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's start by warming up our wrist clockwise to counterclockwise, making a wave from our strong hand to our weak hand and our weak hand to our strong hand. And we are going to bring the hands inside out to open our wrist, elbows, shoulders, shoulder blades. And from here, we are going to go into child pose. If sitting on the child pose is difficult, you can make a namaskar and you can put the hands on top. Walk your elbow away from you so as to open your scapula muscles. Bring the fingers in front of you, lifting the head, walking both the hands towards the right, opening our obliques to center, to the left, center, enjoying this child pose to reset. This itself is a nice asana practice. You don't have to do anything more, anything less. Inhale halfway head up, slide your hands to the side of your glutes, interlocking your fingers, sitting camel. If sitting in Vajrasana is difficult, my friends, go into Sukhasana, bringing the hands to the back of your ears. Inhale, chin up. Exhale, chin comes down. Inhale, up, down. It's a beautiful shoulder opening, pectoral muscles opening. Exhale, hand comes down. From here, you are going to go into all four for cat and camel. Inhale, cat. Exhale, downward facing dog. First downward dog of the practice. So walk your dog. This is going to be a ladder flow. We are going to add one pose after other pose. So we are going to repeat kind of a same sequence, but at some point we are going to add few poses. Go on the top of your toes and drop your both the heels to the right, opening your lower back, center, to the left. The twist happens at the level of your waist, not at the level of your shoulder. Your shoulders are firm, especially the opposite shoulder where you have dropped your hips. Come to center. See if you can bring the heels into the mat, if you can drop your head in between your shoulders to look at your navel. From here, we are going to go into plank pose. Shoulder on top of your elbow, elbow on top of your wrist. Try to keep your heel on top of your toes. My toes are a bit off my heels. Core work is the best way to warm up. This also is an isometric hold. So basically, you are getting a very nice wrist warm up, wrist strengthening, elbow strengthening, core strengthening. Remember your Mula Bandha. From here, lift your hips up into downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. One more time, we go into plank. This time, I'm going to lift my right leg up. See if this is available and possible for you, my friends. If you cannot, you are welcome to keep going back into the plank itself. This class is for an intermediate level student. I don't believe in advanced students, but we are going to go for the next leg. Remember your bandhas, remember your intention of your practice. Left leg is up. From here, going into downward facing dog one more time. From here, going back into plank. This is a beautiful scapular work. My arms are straight, only I'm protracting and retracting my shoulder, my scapula. Scapula is one joint that connects a muscle. It's the only joint of our body that connects our one muscle to a joint. We are going to go for few Chaturanga Dandasana with 3 leg. Lift your left leg up, bend your elbow 90-degree Chaturanga Dandasana. Bring your knee to nose. One more push up. Downward facing dog. I'm sure that you are already warm up. My friends, we are going to have a bit of stronger practice. Right leg goes up, bend your right knee. Try to bring the right knee on top of your right elbow, lifting your right leg up to the sky. Bend your knees, open your hips, looking under your armpit for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right knee comes to meet your left elbow. Stretch the left leg, or if it's possible, lift the right leg up, right leg comes down, going into plank. From here, 3-legged plank. If this is not possible, stay in plank. Left leg goes to the sky. Bend your knees, open your hips, looking under your armpit for 4, 3, 2. Bring the knee to the left elbow. If possible, straighten the leg. Otherwise, going into 3-leg dog. Now dropping into lifting your right leg up one more time. Swing your right leg between your hands. Drop your left knee. Wriggle your right leg to go for Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits, stretching your hamstring. Bring the hands to the side of your ankle. Enjoying a beautiful hamstring stretch. Go as much strength as possible. If you need to use blocks, use blocks. Push your hips forward, tuck your back toe, lifting your back leg, right leg back to 3-legged Chaturanga Dandasana, 3-legged upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left leg goes to the sky. Left leg goes between your hands, dropping your right knee, push your hips back, stretching our hamstring. Enjoying a beautiful Ardha Hanumanasana, half monkey split. For 4, 3, 2, pushing the hips back. Bringing the hands to the inside. Tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, sending the leg back into plank for Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale up, exhale, downward facing dog. Going back into plank, right leg lift, right knee comes to meet your right elbow. A very nice core workout. Go for Ashvasanchalasana twist, dropping the right foot and twisting at the level of your waist. Bringing the hands to the inside. This is a beautiful hip flexor just to pulsate a bit of your pelvis, going front and back. Right leg goes back. Left leg comes out. Ashvasanchalasana twist on the left side. And then we are going to go for that salt pulsation to open your hip flexors. Today's practice will try to open our hips, basically hamstring stretch, and we go for Chaturanga Dandasana Vinyasa. Join us in downward facing dog. And we are going to go for a plank. Right leg goes up. Right leg comes to meet your right knee. Lift your right leg up, opening your hips. Swing the right leg between your hands. Drop your knees, push your hips back, opening your hamstring. So now, until this we did last time. Now we are going to add something into the stretch, pushing your hips forward, tuck your back toe, lift your back knee, preparing ourselves for warrior one. Staying in warrior one, ensure that the knee is on top of your ankle. My knees can go a bit more, interlocking the fingers for going into humble warrior. Try to bring the chest to the level of your knee and drop your head as much as possible. For if this is not available, you can you can see that my hands are trying to come towards the back. This needs a lot of pectoral muscle opening, shoulder opening. I'm working on it. Humble warrior. From here, I drop my elbow to the inside of my front leg. Back leg still stays on the full foot to go for modified lizard lunge. I go for a lizard hold. You can see that my back leg is not on my toes, it's on full foot. This kind of really allows me to get a nice hamstring stretch coming up into warrior one. And we go through vinyasa of our own choice. Inhale up, exhale, downward facing dog. Going into plank. Left knee comes to meet your left elbow. I added a push-up. Left knee comes to my nose, opening my hips. I drop my left foot to the outside, push my hips back, hamstring stretch. Pushing my hips. And from here, I come into warrior one on this side. From warrior one, I go for humble warrior on this side. Interlocking the fingers. In this side, I'm using a Kali Mudra. If you can go for Kali Mudra or just interlocking the fingers, whichever works for you, my friend, works for us. There is nothing right, nothing wrong. Everything is right and everything is wrong. It's your practice. And from here, we go for this awkward or modified lizard lunge. I can feel my pelvis opening. You can see that my back foot leg is not on toes, it's on full foot. And from here, I go for the modified Ashvasanchalasana. We do this in Kalari. We call this Ashvavadiva as well. And from here, I'm going to drop my hands one more time. You can see that this time I drop my head completely down. It's a bit of a strong, this side I am more open, so I was able to get into this possibility. On the other side, I didn't do it, so you can always do it on the other side. And from here, we lift ourselves to warrior one. From warrior one, vinyasa of our own choice. Inhale up, exhale, lift the hips. You can see that I have not tucked out my toes yet. And then downward facing dog. These are all small nuances that helps us to strengthen our body and mind. One push up, right leg up, right knee comes to meet your right elbow, right leg up, right knee comes to meet your right elbow, open your hips, Swing your leg between your hands, warrior one. From warrior one, humble warrior. And from here to warrior one, I'm boxing the front foot with my fingertips. I shift my weight and pass that foot, and we go for more beautiful hip strengthening, hip flexor strengthening. Now I'm going to, I forgot the name of this asana in English. It's like a pistol squat. Sorry, the name in Sanskrit. And without using, I'm lifting my leg up into warrior three, dropping myself into high lunge. From high lunge, I go for pistol squat one more time. If this is, you can see that I can lift my legs without having any issue. And then I go for warrior three to strengthen my legs. Try to keep the toes pointing down. This makes your hips squared. And from here, I drop into high lunge. High lunge vinyasa of our own style. And we do it on the other side, my friend. First, plank. Let's go into plank. Left knee, lift the left knee, one push up. Left knee comes to your left elbow, one push up, lifting the leg up. Bring the leg to the nose, open the hips, send the leg between your hands. Warrior one. From warrior one, humble warrior. Remember to breathe, remember to keep your bandhas on. Warrior one, boxing the hands, and I shift my weight, bend my knees so that I can go for the pistol squat on the other side. First, stretch the leg out completely, and we go for high lunge. We are going to go for one more time, as you know. Hand comes down, send the leg, bend the leg. Beautiful, people. If this is not available, it will come to go for warrior three. Join in warrior three. You can see that this side I'm getting a bit of moving. From warrior one to high lunge. Stay as long as needed. Breathe. Remember to keep breathing. Remember your bandhas. Remember the intention. Hand comes down, leg goes back. Vinyasa. Inhale up. Exhale. A beautiful upward facing dog. Lifting the hips to the level of your shoulders. Stay there for a few seconds. Flip your foot into downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lifting the right leg, push up one. Right leg goes to your elbow. See if you can balance into this awkward crow. Knee to nose, open your hips, square your hips, drop the knee, push your hips back. Last round I forgot to do this. Push the hips forward, tuck your back toe, lift your leg, warrior one, humble warrior. You can see this is what is ladder flow is. You just add on to one to other thing. It's inspired by somebody called Brian, if I remember correctly. From here you go into this awkward sitting or pistol squat, lifting the legs up, high lunge. One more time, hand comes down, sit down, and then when we lift, we go into warrior three. From warrior three, you're going to drop into high lunge. Drop your knees. and then I go into pigeon pose. I dropped my back knee first. You can see that I'm taking my front shin off parallel to the front edge because I'm not able to do this pose correctly, but I walk my back foot as much as possible so that my hips are squared and both hips are facing forward, and we stay there for as long as needed. A beautiful hip opening isometric hold. Breathe. Remember, friends, it's the practice that brings us to the next level. It's not the wish to go to the next level that takes us to the next level. Show up in the mat as much as possible. That's why this video is around 45 minutes. I know we all are busy, and in that busyness, we wanted to explore as much as needed, as much as your body wants. Especially hip opening, hip flexing, and all needs a lot of time and effort. Inhale, head up, plant the palms, and then whatever leg is in the back, you can only stay here by going onto your palms. If this is not possible, then it is also okay. Lifting our self up into three-legged warrior. Vinyasa. Inhale up, exhale, downward facing dog. And we go for lifting the left leg, one push-up, left leg comes to your left elbow, and see if you can go into awkward. And then continue to flow into the practices. Ardha Anumanasana. From Ardha Anumanasana, Warrior 1. Warrior 1 to Humble Warrior. Humble Warrior to Warrior 1, draw, and we go for Pistol Squat 1, lifting yourself up in High Lunge. From High Lunge, we drop our hands one more time for one more Pistol Squat on this side. From the Pistol Squat, we lift ourselves into Warrior 3. I drop my back knee down and I drop my into High Lunge. From High Lunge, I drop my back knee to go into Pigeon pose. Enjoying the Pigeon pose as much as possible, as much as needed. Remember to breathe, my friends. It's in the breathe. The difference between a physical sports and yoga is the intention that we are giving and the quality of the breath. Here we are breathing to nourish our body, to get rid of the toxins, to get ourselves the abundance of oxygen and prana, not just a physical worn out exercise. That's why in asana practice, although we do a lot of sweat, we don't produce a lot of cortisol because we are letting go of the toxins through proper breathing, long, deep breathing. And from here, we lift our hands up and we go for, this is optional to be in awkward pose. Inhale up, exhale, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. One of my favorite pose and the most simple and most effective because your heart is up, head is down. So you are producing pushing a lot of blood into your face and into your brain. Modify a bit, go and see your face. Right leg goes, and we go for holding the pose for 3. You can see that it is not possible. Opening the hips, send the leg between your hands, drop your back knee, push your hips back, high Anamanasana, and you push your back knee as much as possible. And we are going to stay in the split. If this is not possible, try to use your hands on a block. You can see that my hips are like 30 centimeters off the mat, but being here, arriving into the practice helps me. Inhale, head up, pushing, walk my knee forward into pushing my hips back, and I come into warrior 1, interlocking the fingers, and from here I drop my head, opening myself into Prasarita Parashvakonasana. Your both foot are parallel to each other, toes gently in, and once you're done, and we are going to go for humble warrior. To put the palms down, leg goes back, vinyasa of our own choice. Exhale, left leg goes onto your elbow. See if you can stay there for a few seconds. These are all humble ways to train our body and mind. And then we go for the Ardha Hanumanasana, trying to go for the full stretch in this. Walk your back leg and see if you can go and stay, open your hips for as much as possible. The same as other side. You can see that my hips on this side is also very need a lot more of work. And from here, wriggling the legs back, pushing the hips forward, tuck the back toe, lift the back knee up, vinyasa. Inhale up, exhale, downward facing dog Adho Mukha Svanasana. And from here, I jump to the outside of my hands to come into Indian squat, Malasana. Remember the intention of your practice. Keep your glutes engaged. Mula Bandha is on. I'm going to reverse the side, elbow to elbow in line, and I drop my left hand and I see if I can get a beautiful shoulder stretch by interlocking the fingers to the back. If this is not possible, it is okay. And then I go for the other side. And see, I'm going to plant my palms, and then I go for a beautiful hamstring stretch, dropping the head, standing forward bend. Paschim Mottasana. And from here, I open my legs and I go for sumo squat or Kali Asana or Indian goddess pose. Again, it's a beautiful strengthening of your pelvic floor muscles. Inhale, head up. Exhale, flex forward. Grab your big toes into Prasarita Parashvakonasana. Try to use your head as a traction. And from here, I go for Skandasana on one side. I'm going on the other side without using the hand, but you can decide whether you like to use the hands. Again, on this side, I'm binding, which is also optional. You will go to the other side and do the binding as well. I'm going for, I use my hand, I go into my elbow and I see how much with control I can drop. When I'm the maximum, I lift my toes up, I use my hands and I'm coming down. as in I wanted to keep the split as much open as possible, grabbing the big toes if that is available for you. If it's not available for you, wherever you are available, and drop the head down, forehead down. And from here I bend my right foot and I go for Prasarita Janashirasasana, opening my obliques. It's one of those beautiful stretches that I love. And we go for the other side. It opens my obliques, it opens my back muscles, it opens my hamstring. It's like a complete package. And I go for some butterfly Titibatasana. And I am going to change some music in my laptop, I think. Once I started looking at my laptop, you can see that I have stopped my butterfly kicks. So this is just to prove that we are all so distracted by technology. One more time, Prasarita Chanashirasasana, head to knee pose, but with a twist. This is to prepare myself for the sundial pose. Both the sides are done. And I'm going to go for Ardha Machendrasana, half spinal twist. Enjoying this Ardha Machendrasana, remember to keep your breathing, keep your spine straight, grab the outside edge of the foot, and we go for a nice twist at the level of your waist. And from here, we go for Ardha Machendrasana twist on the other side. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Once you have to come out of the pose, always send the vision first, grab the outside edge in this case, and go for a beautiful twist at the level of your waist. Now we are preparing ourselves for the next pose, Padbandha Konasana, butterfly, and open the leg, coming down. And from here, lift the right foot, open your hips. And from here, bring the leg to the top of your shoulders, grab the outside edge, sit on your sitting bones. This is basically, you can see that it's a Prasarita Janashirasasana, but we call this sundial pose, preparing Trivikramasana. This is a beautiful hamstring stretch. And then I go for the other side. It's a complete practice, my friends, after a day of sitting in your desks, a day of sitting in your chairs, sitting in your bikes, cars. Beautiful opening. Trivikramasana, one of the avatar of Vishnu, a sustainer aspect of Hindu gods. And from here, I go for Yoga Mudra. Basically, first I come to Padmasana. If this is not available or possible for you, go for Ardha Padmasana or Sukhasana. Adding a gentle meditation during the practice, because every pose has a possibility to meditate. All of the yoga class should be up. And from here I go for Tholasana, lifting myself up. staying there for as long as available and possible, lifting the legs off, knees off. And once done, drop the leg down and preparing ourselves for the next pose. Drop your elbow to one side to open your obliques. Don't come out as fast as I did. I don't know what happened this time. My laptop seemed to be not working and I'm being distracted because of that. Go for a nice twist. Sending the vision, and for the other side, can see that I forgot to open my obliques on the other side. So go for that. And from here, we are going to lie down on our back. Bend your right knee. Lift your back up to nice compression. Grab your right big toe using your right hand and give a nice stretch for your hamstring. We stay there for 7 long breaths for as long as needed and possible. Keep your breath. You can always lift your back up, head up. If grabbing your big toe is an issue, you can lift the grab and you can go to the thighs or your calf muscles, whichever works for you, works for me. And now we are going to gently drop in next few breaths. We are going to gently drop the foot to the right side. Try to keep both the hips touching the mat. Breathe, 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 breathe. It's a beautiful hamstring stretch. Hips opening, lifting the leg up, bend that knee, bring it on top of your other thigh and go for a nice twist. When life does not give us twist, we give twist to life, to our body. At least for 5 to 7 twists, 7 breath amount of twist. And once done, gently unwinding yourself. And we go for the other side. Bring the knee, lift your upper body up, grab your left big toe and stretch the foot up. If this is not possible to hold your toes, you're welcome to grab your calf muscles, inner thighs, whichever is available and possible, to slowly but consistently working on your hamstring. And once done, drop the foot to the left side and stay there for few breaths. So that both sides of your body is balanced, and then we lift the foot up and we go for a nice twist. And once you have done the twists, gently unwind yourself to go for warrior sleeping pose. Keep the hands on your inner thigh, wide part of our feet meeting each other. Drop the knees for a nice hip opening. Keep breathing, my friends. Stay for at least a minute. These are all gentle ways to open our hips, a nice way to calm our body, calm our mind. After a nice practice, we needed to, these are all part of the cooling down. It's not like Shavasana is considered the cooling asana. All this leads us to normalize our heartbeat. And from here, we are preparing ourselves for Sedabandhasana, bridge pose. A very nice place to do some Kegel exercise. Keep lifting your hips higher and higher, squeezing your glutes. And from here, gently, whenever you feel done, release, keep the drop the hips. Going to a quick relaxing in warrior sleeping pose, basically. And that would be the end of this class. Go into Shavasana. Relax your body, relax your mind, close your eyes. And once done, gently come to a sitting position. Stack your spine on top of each other. Bring your hands either in Chin Mudra on your knees, and we stay there for few minutes of beautiful meditation. Remember your intention or repeat a mantra, your sankalpa. Try to keep your body as stable as possible. You can see my body is gently moving, and also I have edited this part of the video. But keep your breath, keep your focus. Breathe, 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 my friends. Thank you. Thank yourself for being in the mat. Thank each and every person in our life who has contributed to our wellness, to our growth, to our being. Thank life as it happens. Bringing our hands in prayer position to complete the session by chanting 1 Om followed by 3 Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, my friends. Thanks for giving me an opportunity to guide you. And from here, bring the hands to the third eye to gently open our eyes. Thank you, my friends. Hope you had a very nice time. Subscribe, join us again. And here we are signing off. Bye bye. See you later.